Hi everyone, and welcome back to Passion for a Cause. I'm your host, Anagha Sreenivas, and I'm super excited for today's episode, actually. So on today's episode, we have a 17-year-old high school student who is a soccer player. She's been playing for over 12 years, and she's a strong advocate for women's rights as well. In fact, she started her own club in high school called Women for Women, through which she advocates for women's rights by providing free and accessible feminine hygiene products for low-income women and children. And apart from this, she's also a tutor for little kids. She teaches math. She loves spending time with her friends and family. And she also got the second runner-up title in the Miss Akka pageant, which happened over the summer. So let's welcome Ria Anand. So welcome, Ria. I'm so excited to have you on the show. And I'm so excited to learn more about you and your story. And I'm sure everyone watching is as well. So let's get started. I think my first question to you is, what was your biggest takeaway from participating in the Miss Akka pageant? And would you do more pageants in the future?
For me, the Akka pageant was a very fun and educational experience. It was awesome to meet such strong and driven individuals who are determined to make such a large change in their own communities. Meeting these women and understanding their stories and strengths has shown me how I can overcome any obstacles in my own path. They have shown me that regardless of the situation I am in, I should persevere through any challenge and fight hard no matter what. I would love to continue to participate in many more pageants in the future so that I can meet so many more powerful young women as well as learn and grow from them.
Thank you so much for sharing, Ria. I think this pageant definitely gave you a chance to connect more with your culture and participate in everything else that a pageant brings to the table in general. So I'm very glad to hear that. So I also know that you're a strong advocate for women's rights, and I'll get more into that in the next question. But right now I want to ask you if there was any other concept or any other issue that you would want to advocate for using your title and your experience. Is there, what would that issue be and why?
Although women empowerment is such a huge part of my life, I definitely think that there are a few other issues that I'm just as passionate about. A big issue in America that I'm very interested in improving is the overall access to healthcare for the underserved and underprivileged. I hope to partner with smaller clinics in low-income areas where we can provide kids with vaccines and affordable life-saving treatments that they wouldn't have access to without these facilities. I hope to use the same skills that I've acquired in my other nonprofit organizations to better the lives of so many children and adults.
That's amazing, and I'm very glad to, see that you're trying to branch out into more issues and topics because you're setting a great example for the youth as well. So now let's talk about your club Women for Women. Could you go into more, details about that and the purpose behind it?
In 2019, I created Women for Women, a school club aimed towards not only providing low-income women with feminine hygiene products, but to also reduce the overall stigma around periods. Although period poverty seems like such a small issue, more than 200,000 women in the US alone are affected by this poverty every year. In the past, I never really realized the magnitude of the issue because our society tends to look past it. It's very hard for most people to even recognize that there's a problem. That's why I created the club, to not only bring more attention, but to also create meaningful change to an issue that many people fail to believe even exists. I hope that this club will continue even after I graduate high school so that we can continue to better the lives of thousands of women.
This is wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for sharing this, and I'm so happy that you've taken this initiative to start this club, and I wish the best for it. I hope it grows even more, and I hope you also get the chance to branch out to bigger platforms to advocate for women's rights as well. So my final question for you today is, as a student, a title holder, a soccer player, and an advocate for women's rights, what message do you hope to spread to the youth, and what do you hope that, they can take away from this interview and learn from you?
The message that I hope to spread to our youth is that as kids, we should try our hardest not to be oblivious to the problems of the world. We should not think that solely because something doesn't affect us that we shouldn't care at all. Instead, we should strive to improve our world day by day, even if it is just in the smallest ways. Although as kids, we may think that some issues are just too big for us to take on. If you're able to make even the slightest change in someone's life, you're having a huge impact on them, and they will be forever grateful. I encourage all kids, no matter how young, to find a cause that you're passionate about and work very hard to try and eliminate these issues. Together, day by day, we can improve our world.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Ria. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today and talking about how you've been exercising your passions for soccer, women's rights, performing arts, whatever else it may be. You're doing a great job, and I wish you the best of luck. So, just like Ria, I'm sure there's so many individuals out there who are using their passion for a cause, to benefit their community or just to perform service in general. So please feel free to reach out if you're, anyone like that and you definitely want to be on the show. I would love to have you. And if you want to learn more about Ria, you can definitely visit her social media. And I hope that you all learned something from the show today and you are all able to take away something from the show. And I'm super excited for the next show, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Passion for a Cause. Thank you for joining. This has been Anagha Sreenivas. Bye!